Bluetooth went off. Shit. That's okay. That's all right. We're recording.
We're doing it live.
We're doing it.
We're doing it live. We'll do it live. Look it. Doing it live. Roll it.
If you haven't seen that clip, that's Bill O'Reilly.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Not one of his best moments, but hello and welcome back to another drink. What are you doing? You need to crack open another beer there, my friend.
That one's empty. Oh, it's empty.
Moo. All right, welcome back to Drinking with Jake. This is the final segment, and we thought we would close this segment with What You Watching?
What is your cat doing? Whoa, there goes
Fucking cats.
stinking cats. No, cat once or twice.
We have a cat, and let me just bring you up to speed with the cat. I don't know the cat's real name, but I call the cat Lampshade because it has this fascination with our lampshade. So it goes up into the lamp, rubs its face on the lampshade, and then has it fall on it. And I don't know. I call it Lampshade. So it's not the brightest cat. And I thought cats were intelligent creatures, and
Well, maybe that's why it's going for the light.
yeah,
Because it's not very bright.
you know, it doesn't anymore, and I'm going to help it get there, and it's going to. Yeah, I'm gonna encourage it to get there.
So what I saw out of the lampshade was kind of like, if you've seen Alien, it was like, and then the cat's head went. All right.
So,
All right.
So that's what I that. I'm sorry for my language.
That darn
That
cat.
fucking cat.
All right.
All right, so
Jake,
yeah.
what you watching?
I tell you, I watched on Netflix the limited series of the Challenger.
Yes, I was gonna bring it up.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh.
All right, great.
Watch it. Go ahead.
I watched it. It's what, 4 episodes?
4 episodes.
4-hour-long episodes. Documentary style. It interviewed people from NASA side, the independent contractor side, family members side. I don't want to say victims because that's a harsh word, but family side, and then also people that were kind of indirectly. I tell you, it is. I thought Tiger King was done well. This one was very, very done well, very well. If that makes sense.
Language are hard.
I know.
Yeah.
No regrets. It was great.
I am not ashamed to tell the world. I teared up watching it at one point. It was extremely moving, very, very powerful show. They went through the beginning, what led up to, during, and then after, the immediate aftermath. And it was not sensationalized. It wasn't.
No.
They showed the unfortunate explosion only twice.
Yep.
Once in the first episode, and I think once in the third or once in the late second.
Yeah.
I can't remember which one. But they only showed it when they needed to.
Yep.
And
they didn't sensationalize it. So what I found interesting was that they never interviewed Krista McAuliffe's kids or husband.
no.
Like nowadays, like in 2020.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know why, and they didn't say why, and I can't say I blame them. I really can't. Because I don't even know what they went through, and I don't really want to know. I don't think anybody deserves to go through that. But I'm so glad that you said that, because I wanted to talk to you about that, because when I was in elementary school, and when Michael was in elementary school, they brought, it was just like every TV in America was glued to this, and every kid in the classroom, they brought the one television that the school had into the classroom, turned it on, and said, "We're going to watch the first teacher go into space."
Yep, it was amazing.
And I remember, and just like, with other people saying, "Oh, I knew where I was at 9/11. I knew where I was with JFK. I knew where I was doing whatever." I knew exactly where I was and when this happened. And one thing that, and then I'll move on and let you talk, but one thing that I do remember when we were watching that, I think I was in 5th grade. I was in 5th grade at the time.
Sense.
I was in 5th grade watching it, and shuttle goes up explodes, nothing like that. And then we watched it for another 5 minutes, and then they go, okay, turning it off here. Let's go back to math.
Yep, that's exactly what
and
happened.
That was it.
That was exactly what happened. The only difference, I was in third grade, and I remember my teacher crying. Mm-hmm. And she turned off the TV and she says, we got to get back to class. And she was crying, and none of us could understand why.
Sure, yeah.
And it wasn't until later on that evening when, it was made known to us. And I was, 8 years old, 9 years old, something like that. So yeah, it was. Yeah,
and it was really bizarre that we just went back to class and we just did our stuff after that.
Yeah.
What did you like about the documentary the most?
I liked that it showed, it was a story.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And the fact that it went from the beginning to the after, and not just here's these 7 people that went up, shuttle exploded, and this is what happened after. It was an O-ring, and that was it. Yeah. I mean, that could have been done in an hour, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that it went on, and I don't want to ruin it for people watching it, but I'm sure people that are going to watch it probably already know. But the subcontractor was Thiokol,
yeah, out of Utah,
that did the solid boosters,
mm-hmm.
or solid rocket,
SRBs.
Or solid fuels,
SRBs,
yep,
solid rocket boosters,
and they knew that something bad was going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and the pressure from NASA was forcing them to go on,
mm-hmm.
even though they said, we do not recommend a launch on January 28th because it was so cold. I mean, they had icicles in Florida. Yeah, that's how cold it was.
I remember seeing the pictures of the ice on the gangwalks and the steel beams.
I mean, that's something normal for us.
Yeah, but not in Florida.
Not in Florida, and it was. I liked that it was tastefully done.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't sensationalized. They didn't go horribly in depth on the emotions of the family members, because, like you said, how can you?
Yeah.
I mean, unless you've lived there, how can you possibly talk about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought I really enjoyed it all the way around.
I did too. Yep. I think it's the new Tiger King documentary. I agree with you, Michael. And what I want to say about it is that there was this one guy, he worked, I forget, maybe for Thiokol, I don't know, but he, to this day, he was telling a story and he got choked up about
mm-hmm.
it. And he was just, at the time, a lowly assistant to the deputy assistant, low-level guy, not really directly involved with the sign-off on this. But he said it just broke, he just broke down. And he, to this day, it just shook him right to his core.
Oh, you can't, I mean, you can't ever shake something like that off.
And then there were other people in this story that they're like, yeah, we signed off on it. We take risks. We go up to space.
Yeah, that one
guy. I was ready to.
If you can reach through,
the
camera
TV,
screen,
yeah.
Or
he was like, we take risks. We signed off on it with the data that I had. It seemed acceptable. That's just what happens.
And then he said, and knowing what I know now, I'd
still do it. And like, dude, what are you doing?
That's the beautiful thing about hindsight. You can change
mm-hmm.
what happened.
Yeah.
So I've watched that.
Yeah, that was good. I'm glad you liked. I'm glad
it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I've been telling everybody, if you mm-hmm. have even the slightest inkling of curiosity mm-hmm. about it, it does a really good job.
Yep, I agree.
What else? Anything else?
Watching The Blacklist, final season. I like that. I want to be Raymond Reddington in my alternate life. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah. Really.
I've just been watching a lot of old movies that I've seen before. Right now, I'm currently watching The Good, Bad, and the Ugly.
Nice. You can't go wrong with Mr. Eastwood.
Watching it. Watching it as
the Whistler.
The Whistler.
Wah wah wah. The good.
Pew pew.
The bad. Pew. The ugly.
No. I thought we were going to do ugly.
I'm sorry. Pew.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's hard. The moment's passed. No, watching as an adult, you pick up different things than the last time I watched it. I think the last time I watched it, I might have been 10.
Oh my gosh.
11, something like that. Yeah. So you learn that, I remember Angel Eyes was the bad, right? But he is not a good person at all. So watching that, I'm hoping that Netflix comes with more spaghetti westerns here, because that whole genre with Clint Eastwood, I absolutely love, and I've loved for a long time. Yeah. My wife is watching Ozark.
Isn't that a great show? Oh. If you haven't watched Ozark, Jason Bateman,
he's a stud.
He makes that show. I think
he's fantastic.
Yeah, and he's multi-talented.
The girl in that show, and I don't know her name.
The blonde curly lady.
The blonde curly lady.
She's been on a few other shows, but I forget her name.
She is outstanding.
She is too. Well. Yep.
But Jason Bateman's dry delivery of not necessarily humor, because it's not a humorous show at all, but the funny lines that are in there, it's just his dry delivery is very, very good. So she's watching that. She's like, oh my goodness, it's so violent, and it is. It's very violent. They don't bury the plot of what's going on.
Right.
First episode, there's a guy being flown out of a window.
Yeah.
Not on his own choice.
Yep.
So. Yep. They don't bury the plot. You know exactly what's going on as soon as you start the episode. So she's watching that. I'm really excited for her.
Awesome.
I'm just kind of waiting.
Yeah, waiting for something else. So if anybody has any suggestions, I'm all ears. I'd love to watch something and then review it on our show.
Yep.
And have a kind of a pseudo discussion with our viewers about why they liked something or why they didn't or whatever. And
I'm almost about ready to pull the trigger on getting Disney Plus. I haven't got it yet.
Sure.
Gonna pull the trigger on it pretty soon, I think, because I want to see The Mandalorian.
Yep.
Everybody says that's really good.
I guess.
And I want to see WandaVision. WandaVision, if you're a Marvel fan like I am, is the Scarlet Witch and Vision, and they had a budding romance, and then he gets killed, and I think it's what's going on in her head, but it goes into black and white, like they're the perfect married couple, and there's a lot of stuff going on. It looks really, really good, and people are saying, well, I'm confused. Well, it's a preview, man. It's a trailer. Of course you're going to be confused.
So is this an actual show or a movie or what?
It'll be from what I understand, it'll be a show.
Okay.
But I don't know. But they've got lots of things in the works. So
maybe next time we can talk about the Scarlet Witch, because I remember that as a kid.
Yeah.
But I don't remember a lot about it and who the Scarlet Witch. Yeah, just the whole character.
The one that did things with her hand and her brain and. And
then Vision.
She was red. She wore red.
Yeah.
Hence the term Scarlet.
Yeah, I can't.
She was played by an Olsen sister.
Okay.
Not Mary Kate or Ashley, but the other sister.
Okay. All right, maybe we can talk about that later.
We'll talk about it some other time.
Yeah, fill me in. I'm all ears, but I remember that as a kid.
But that hasn't come out yet, but I want to see that, so I'm about ready to pull the trigger on it. I mean,
you'd like it. You'd get a kick out of it.
Yeah.
You would.
But yeah, that's about it.
That's about it for me, too.
Let us know what you're watching, what you think we should watch. Again, hit that like and subscribe button. Share it with your friends, and don't forget to check us out on Spotify. I'm going to make a...
Anchor?
Yeah, and Anchor. Anchor, thank you. Thanks for Anchor. I'll get more information on that as the time goes by. We will have a Facebook page shortly.
Excellent.
And
Excellent.
We'll have a Gmail account. I will start one of those up. So, again, more ways to reach us, more ways to get a hold of us and tell us what you think we should be drinking, watching, listening to, answer our questions, whatever you want. Just talk to us, and we'll get back to you as we can.
Mm-hmm.
All
right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. Michael, thank you so much. It's great to see you. I'm glad that you're drinking very much.
Another handshake.
Anyway, I'll drink to that.
I'll drink
to our
to that.
listeners, to our viewers, everything like that. Have a good night, and thank you again.